Hello, my name is Priyanka Vyas, and I'm going to start the presentation of STT500 Statistics for Decision Making, Assessment 3 and Group Statistical Case Scenario Analysis. Introduction. This study uses regression modeling and Excel-based exploratory data analysis to examine a database that includes students' demographics, academic standing, and residential characteristics. First, visuals to show the distribution of sex and address type, laying the groundwork for more in-depth analysis. The association between age and final grade is investigated using two regression models which progress from basic to multiple linear regression. Furthermore, age disparities between gender and academic performances between urban and rural homes are examined using two sample t-tests. The goal of this comprehensive research is to identify relationship between environmental variables, demographics, and academic outcomes. Data set link are given. Okay, here graphical analysis for numerical and categorical variables are given. In figure 1, bar chart of sex. In figure 2, bar chart of address type. In figure 3, histogram chart of age. And in figure 4, histogram chart of final grades are given. Formulating null and alternative hypotheses for two sample t-tests are given. The first figure shows that statistics of two sample assuming equal variances. T-test two sample assuming equal variances. And the other one shows that statistics of two sample assuming unequal variances. Thank you.
Hello, sir. My name is Ketu Patel. I am going to present the presentation. Evaluation of simple linear regression analysis performance for two numerical variables. Process for choosing variable for simple linear regression analysis. Exploratory analysis. The first stage include investigating correlation between numerical data to discover linkages. Variables with moderate to strong linear connection were given preference, providing the groundwork for a prospective predictor selection criteria. Following careful consideration, final grade was identified as the independent variable. This choice was supported by statistical significance p-value 0.004, showing a significant influence on the dependent variable age. Regression analysis inside important of a coefficient. Final grade has a substantial inverse relationship coefficient minus 0.0757 with age. Interpretation as an increase in a final grade translate to a 0.076 year drop in age provided all other factors stay constant r squared value. The linear association with final grade may explain around 15.9% of the variability in age. Justification. Statistical significance correlation analysis and regression coefficient were used to support the variable selection process, which resulted in the selection of final grade as the key predictor of for age inside the simple linear regression model. Assumption for the model linearity. There should be a linear connection between the independent variable final grade and the dependent variable age. This was first assumed and confirmed using scatter plot and residuals. Error independence. Residual, the discrepancy between actual and predicted values ought to be independent of one another, suggesting that there is no pattern of or association between them. They were validated by using residual graphs and autocorrelation analysis. Homoscedasticity. The variance of a residual should be consistent across all levels of independent variable, guaranteeing uniform distribution through the regression line. The comparison of residual to final grade validate this supposition. Common violation. Wherever predictor are connected, if more predictor were incorporated, their correlation might affect the model's reliability and dependability. Outer and influence points. It was critical to identify extreme data point that might have a influence on the regression line. The third one is a variable selection process, correlation analysis, age, final grade, and a class of failure connection and coefficient are first examined. Increase in absolute correlation suggests potential predictor. For instance, it may be a good choice if final grade and age have significant negative correlation. Regression analysis: executing a comprehensive regression analysis assists in uncovering element with substantial implementation on age. This includes assessing the coefficient, the p-values, and the comprehensive fitting of the model. Final grade has a substantial influence, p-value 0.05, on age in the provided output, suggesting its usefulness as a predictor. Variable selection justification. Statistical importance: final grade has a significant influence on age, p-value 0.0098, showing that it is a useful in predicting age. Class failure, on the other hand, lacks significance, p-value 0.822, implying that it may not be strong predictor of age in the present scenario. Model fit indicates the modified R square 0.1238 shows that although the framework only described 12.38% of the variation in age, final grade provides considerably to the described variance. Assumption for the multiple linear regression model and common violation confirm the linearity of the association between the predictor final grade and the response variable age. This may be verified by inspecting a residual plots for unpredictability about zero and the absence of discrete trends. Error independence: ensure that the residual difference between actual and anticipated values are independent. The presence of autocorrelation in residual may imply a breach of this premise. Homoscedasticity: look for consistency variation in residual over the projected value range. The graph of residual versus anticipated value out or not to display on a obvious trend or a cone-like shape, showing a historical heteroscedasticity. Residual normality: determine if residual are normally distributed. A QQ plot or residual histogram can aid in determining a deviation from normalcy. Thank you.
Hello, sir. My name is Patel Arshad. Model compressor liner registration vs multiple liner registration. Simple liner registration model 1 final grade age. Model 1 practice age using just final grade accounting for 15.8% of the variability. The model has a model power as availability by multiple R of 0.398 and standard error of 0.654. It ignores possible input above final grade as seen by it exists are secure of 0.141. Multiple liner registration model to final grade and class future age. Model to practice is by combining final grade and class future. Customizer small increase in R square 15.9 percentage. It still has a multiple R of 0.1399 and standard error of 0.661. Navigation of the exact R square of the model impact a higher level of company deposit signifies over model 1. Assessing independent variable signature in simple linear registration model 1 at the 0.05 level. Accessing the signified of the independent variable final grade at a 0.05 significance level is critical in the concept of model 1 basic linear regression analysis. The F statistic of 9.05 with matching p-value of 0.004175557 from the ANOVA test confirms the model overall significance. The indirect that the regression model that include final grade as provided of is significant. Uh, future more examination, the individual offers extra information. The final grade is 0.076 with the same p-value as the ANOVA test 0.004175557. This result results the final grade strongly to forestic age. This confirmation 95% confirmation involve 0.126 and 0.025 included, its improvements becomes assumed zero.
Hi, my name is Manisha Patel. Assessing independent variable signification in multiple linear regression model 1 at 0.05 level, the p-value associated with each variable's coefficient may be used to assess the importance of the independent variable, final grade and class failure in the multiple linear regression model. The conversation procedure into the take signification threshold of 0.05 into account final grade has statistic significance in this scenario with a p-value of 0.00979, which is less than the signification level. This implies the final grade contribution concludes the explained variation in the dependent variable age within the model. There is an estimated 0.0735 unit loss of age for every unit reached in final grade. Conclusion. The study offers helpful insight into the relationships between several variables with an emphasis of age, final grade, sex, and address type. Regression model 1 and 2 used the final grade and class failure as predictor is an effort to predict age. The data indicates a significant negative correlation between age and final grade. Age decrease as final grade increase, suggesting a potential correlation between sample members' age and their academic performance. Nevertheless, the predictability of age did not the significant increase with the addition of class failure in model 2 in detecting the class failure by itself might not have a significant impact on age variation. The study concludes by highlights of importance of academic accomplishment final grade in understanding the potential correlation with age. Thank you.